and welcome back to On Your Beauty. Today's video is going to be a quick review. I thought I would do a few quick reviews just to get caught up on a few bits and pieces. First things first, the elephant in the room. I have started using blow-on products on my eyebrows. And I may have dyed my hair. Do you love it? I love it. It's kind of like mermaid hair. It's showing up a bit funny. I've got weird lighting because it's evening after work and it's a little bit weird. But I love it. I've had so many compliments on it already and I just love it. Anyway, so new hair. Woohoo! New hair, don't care. Loving that. But today's video is all about hair on my lip. This little product, and this is from The Body Shop, and it is the InstaBlur. Now you may or may not have seen this in the haul, not yet actually, I haven't put that haul up yet, but I have been using this for a couple of weeks actually. If you follow me on Instagram you would have seen it pop up on my face of the day or makeup of the day kind of stuff. I haven't been posting many of those, but it has definitely appeared in one of those. This is the all-in-one 5-action perfector InstaBlur from The Body Shop. Now this was a big hit a while ago, and I kind of, because there were so many well-known YouTubers talking about it, I actually avoided it entirely because you could tell it was just a mass push of stuff, and I just was like no, don't trust it, and backed away hurriedly. I have since gone in and played with it, and I'm sort of, I was gradually coming round to it because I'm testing out a few different primers. So, stuff itself. This retails for £14, and that is for, oh I seen this a minute ago, 25ml, there it is. So £14 for 25ml, which isn't too bad. It claims to its shine controlling, reduces appearance of pores, blemish hiding, complexion unifying, makeup extending. So it's supposed to do all that good stuff, and it also has fair trade marula oil in this. This is quite a different primer. Now I have recorded myself this morning when I was putting on my makeup. I've pretty much reapplied the same makeup that I was wearing anyway. So as you can see, it looks very much like a silicone primer. It has that kind of clear look to it. It looks like a gel, but it looks a bit more matte almost as the gel. There's no shine of the gel. This reminds me of the Sleek Control and Shine in consistency. It's definitely, think like a silicone primer, but you know, so that sort of slip, but almost a wee bit thicker in consistency, so it's not runny. It's definitely a thick one, and the way I find best to apply this is literally to swipe it on. I don't apply in circular motions because then it tends to pill up and not particularly useful, and you know, it'll come off in patches. So I literally swipe it in one direction all over my face and almost press it into my skin. You know, you sort of push it into your skin as you go. I have definitely noticed that my pores do look smaller, do look reduced when I use this product. In regards to doing anything to my complexion, I haven't noticed anything. So I have had some issues, breakouts and stuff along my jawline and this side of my face, as you would have seen in the clip, but I don't notice any improvement in the look of those before I apply my foundation. Now I have today just applied the foundation straight over the top of the primer, and I've not used any concealer, and as you can see, it, you know, the spots aren't particularly obvious in the video, but they're still there. I don't really think this does anything for your complexion that way. In regards to evening out the skin tone elsewhere, you know, aside from that, like under my eyes or anything, really don't notice anything there either. So sadly, I don't think it lives up to that claim for me anyway. So, shine controlling, that's another claim. Now I have another clip from when I got home from work. I don't know why I'm taking so long to think about it. When I got home from work, I sort of recorded my face and what it looked like. Now, before we start on that, I have worn my sunglasses. I have sunglasses that sort of sit down over my nose and along my eyes. They're from when I was snowboarding, and there's a wee bit of a line, you can tell there, that you know, they sit on the skin directly. They're not like aviators where there's wee nose pads. They literally just sit on my face, and considering that was the case, I'm actually kind of impressed and that sounds daft because as you can see, you know, my foundation has worn off and patches around my nose there. But something I really noticed. So I went to work this morning and it has been a really, really warm day today. I've been wearing my sunglasses since I left the flat, you know, so when I was walking to work and all that kind of jazz. And when I got to work, I was definitely warm. I had to peel off a scarf, you know, I just thrown on a wee light scarf and a cardigan, had to peel those all off because it was so warm walking to work. And I could tell I was definitely warm, but where my sunglasses were, it was barely noticeable. It hadn't really rubbed off. There was definitely a wee teeny weeny line, but it was still there. It was still intact. So I just literally pressed on a wee bit of powder, it was fine. And again, went out at lunch, came back in, and it was still looking pretty decent. So I'm kind of impressed with it. It's not going to magically stay because there's something rubbing against it and is removing the makeup. But it is helping it to last a wee bit longer, I think, because I've worn these sunglasses before with other primers and same foundation and not had the same results. So I'm impressed with that. I think it does actually help keep my skin quite matte. It would be similar to the sleek one that I've mentioned before, but I think this is a wee touch better. Yeah, just a bit better. And it applies quite well. Now, other things to note when I'm applying my foundation over the top, normally you go in and you lightly buff and blah blah blah, and that's how I apply my foundation. Can't do it with this as much. I literally have to press it in. So if I just find my brush here, so this is actually a clean foundation brush, so I'll show you. I will literally apply it like that over the top and I will press it on into place, and then I will very, very lightly over the top swirl it a wee bit once I've already put it on, and I will sort out any sort of patchiness or anything like that, because I noticed for me when I attempt to buff it in, it just doesn't apply as nicely over the top of this primer. And I did notice where I have wee bits of dryness or my forehead isn't quite as hydrated as the rest of my face, it can be a bit obvious the foundation doesn't apply as nicely there. So I've tried it with my Dior Skin foundation and I've tried it with the CoverGirl one, and it's more noticeable with the CoverGirl foundation if it doesn't apply nicely. So I really noticed, and I was so, like in the last week's videos, possibly the one before, I used my CoverGirl foundation and this, and that won't happen again because it just doesn't work. I had to basically take off parts of my face and reapply it and touch up with concealer, and it was a bit of a hassle. So be aware of that. This, I think, is more suited to lighter foundations, possibly. Either way, it's not suited to the CoverGirl one, which would be the Max Factor 5-in-1 shiny thing, that foundation. So I'm not entirely sure. I'm going to test it out in a few different foundations, but the few that I've tried it out on, it's been okay as long as I do that pushing motion and sort of set it into place and do it like that. I don't like using a damp sponge with a foundation over the top of this. Again, similar weirdness, it just doesn't seem to sit right. So it can be a pain in that it's not just a case of foundation or primer and then whip your foundation on over the top. Make sure your skin's hydrated, make sure that just maybe don't apply it to really dry patches. I only kind of really, normally I would apply it just where I need it, so here, down my nose, out sort of like that sort of shape, and then along my chin. So it kind of covers like that along my face. That's where I would normally apply this, but today I sort of applied it all over so you could have a better look. It does apply fine, and I've got used to it, and that's how I learned to apply the foundation with it. But just so you know, play around with how you apply your foundation over the top of this if you aren't having much luck. Makeup extending, yes. Complexion unifying, no. Blemish hiding, no. Reduces appearance of pores, yes. Shine controlling, yes. So I don't know if those are different things. Makeup extending, shine control, I suppose that maybe they are. But it does sort of three of those things. It does the shine control, reduction of appearance of pores, and makeup extending. Don't believe it does anything for my blemish hiding or my complexion unifying. It's a weird sentence. I do like it though, which is odd considering it has wee issues with it. I actually really quite like it. I'm impressed with how well it keeps my foundation on, and obviously I do set my face, no matter, I will always set my face, but based on the fact that I always set my face with other foundations and other primers, this is performing pretty damn well. And overall, I do like it. As I said, given there's slight issues with it, I still actually really like it. And as you all know, I'm pretty honest and it's not often I will say that, but I'm just, yeah, there's something about this I really do quite enjoy, and I'm so impressed with how well it works with my Dior foundation, which is the foundation I wear pretty much every day if I'm going to wear one. And as you can see, it's pretty light to medium coverage foundation, and it works just really nicely, and it holds it in place and it stays there and it's great. And I'm actually impressed with it, even with the issues. So that's saying something. So I will leave the link to everything down below. I will pop up a matching blog post as I always do, so if you ever need more information or you want to read about it or you want pictures or anything else of any products I've mentioned in the past, etc., it'll be over on my blog. So that is it. If you have any questions, please let me know down below. Thank you so much for watching. Please like if you liked, please subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in my next video.